Y'all, I'm in Kroger, and you would not believe the audacity some people have. Me and my husband are in the shopping. My husband, the baby. Mr. Baby, the baby. We in Kroger shopping. We on the aisle now. I'm looking at stuff, and this woman is with another woman, and she's like, "Sir, excuse me, sir, can you reach this off the top shelf for me? We're short." I look at them. I look at him. He look at me. He said, "Boo." The fact that he knew he needed permission to help these people, and the fact that they thought they could just ask him and he was gonna move for them. The audacity. Ain't that right, boo? That done tickled my soul. So I say that to say this. If you are in the store, married or single, by yourself, and you need help, and you notice that the man that you about to ask help from is with a woman, the correct thing to say is, "Excuse me, ma'am, is it okay if your husband can help me get something from the shelf?" Don't put that man in that weird situation, because my husband's like, he didn't flinch, he didn't move, he looked at me, and he like, "Boo." And we both knew what that boo meant. So, but have a good day.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to talk about this video that I played at the beginning and highlight the importance of why it's important to have an identity outside of being a wife, and to essentially go against the patriarchal expectation that as a woman, your sole and main responsibility is to become a wife and to become a mother. And for those who want to argue for the sake of arguments, I'm just going to preface this video by saying that there is nothing wrong with being a wife or a mother. I've said that in many other videos. Off the fly, if you are a single woman or even a married woman and you need help, avoid situations like these and just ask the staff. I know that it's hard to find staff these days because corporations are cutting back and they don't want as many people on the floor. They want people to be self-sufficient. But whenever you see a woman out with her man, just so you don't know what that dynamic is, leave it alone and just go and ask for help. Not every woman is insecure like this, so do with that what you will. But whenever I see a woman who looks like this, who has a certain aesthetic, I immediately steer clear. I do not assume that because she is a woman or that because I am Black and they are also Black, that they are a safe space. Because one of the most dangerous encounters that you can have is with a married woman, a married Black woman who is out with her man. And that goes for any pick-me woman, regardless of her race. But there's just something next level about married Black women who are especially married to Black men, where they get extra defensive. They become like lionesses trying to protect their cubs when they see another woman in proximity to their man. I remember when I was at a grocery store and I was walking down the aisle. I was looking for something in the frozen food section. I can't remember what, but I went down the aisle and I noticed like this couple, and that was it. I saw them. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I kept like my aim and my objective was to find what I went into that store to find. So I'm there and I didn't consciously like become aware of the fact that they were there. Like, yes, you see with your eyes that there are humans there, but it didn't dawn on me that there was this couple there until I noticed out of the periphery of my eye that the wife was like, she immediately grabbed onto her husband and like started like, she wrapped her arms around his neck and started like kissing him. And I was like, okay, like that's a strange thing to do in the middle of a grocery store. It's not like they were like there like doing PDA before, and then like, you know, when you see that awkward couple in public and you're just like, you couldn't do that somewhere else. They weren't doing that before. Like they were looking over their grocery list or like whatever, I don't know. But then as soon as the woman saw me, she felt the need to show her husband, and I guess maybe show me, that that was her man and that I didn't have a chance for her man, without considering or realizing that not every woman is male-centered to the point that every living, waking, breathing moment of their existence is not centered around being seen by a man or being chosen by a man, especially not when they're trying to live out daily interactions as simple as going to the grocery store. And again, these women tend to look the same. Like right off the bat, you can tell it's a problem, which is why, like, in public in general, I just mind my own business and do what I have to do. But whenever I again see this type of dynamic, I always just extra intentionally mind my business and make it clear that I'm minding my business, because there's always some sort of weird interaction. These women tend to be overweight, busted, they let themselves go, and they don't look cute, like they don't take care of themselves. And so because they don't take care of themselves, they automatically see you as a threat when you look good, or maybe you look better than them, even if you yourself are also looking a bit run down. And they feel like they need to control the narrative by limiting whatever access their husband has to these women, even if you yourself are not looking to gain access. I honestly believe this woman probably blew the actual interaction out of proportion just based on her husband's body language. I'm not taking up for the man because he could be a piece of shit. We don't know. We've only heard her side of the story, but she seems like the dramatic type that will always blame the woman in every situation and always paint the woman as the villain, even if the woman is actually the victim in that case. So it probably was just a simple, hey, yo, can we get some help? Or maybe she didn't even say anything to her husband and she automatically thought that that's what they wanted, because that guy, his body language, he looked like embarrassed, he looked detached. We didn't see from that clip, like, he didn't correct her or say anything because he probably was going to get a mouthful from her when he got home, and he wanted to avoid that. And women like this, rather than fixing themselves up and working on their self-esteem, they try to control others and the narrative by trying to control her husband's interaction with other women and then broadcasting it for the world to see. So it's kind of like a way to like weaponize control and make it seem like, oh, don't forget, like, I'm the one who's in control, I'm the chosen one, and I'm going to put you in line, so to speak, women, by, giving you this public service announcement, and my man by publishing this conversation so that I have witnesses to see to it that you do not fall into temptation with these loose, fast women. She honestly could have just kept this interaction to herself if it really did play out the way that she said it did, and went home with her prize, quote unquote, but she wanted to outwardly project her insecurities and her loser tendencies, again, as a way to control her man and also to try and keep those loose, fast hussies out of her way. This is why it's important to be well-rounded, because it'll save you from being a pick-me, which will then save you from being insecure. And when I say well-rounded, I mean having hobbies, attributes, skills that don't just point to you supporting the system of patriarchy. So having your own career, having your own hobbies. And yes, you can have this in conjunction with being a mother and a wife, but when your sole identity is in you being a mother and a wife, you've given yourself over to patriarchal standards of what it means to be a woman. And then you then despise women who you think are living outside of those boundaries. And you feel triggered because you wish that you could live that reality, but for whatever reason, you did not pursue it. Maybe your community convinced you that your only purpose is to be a wife and a mother, or maybe you kind of just were too fearful, or you never thought that you could achieve that goal. And so you kind of just by default went with what you saw around you and never actually explored other opportunities and possibilities that are available to women in 2025. This woman felt threatened because being a wife and a mother is the only thing that she has going for her, clearly. And the moment that, and I think I saw on her page, like, she said that she has a job as well, but clearly, like, it's not a fulfilling career. Or if it is something that could potentially be fulfilling, she hasn't tapped into cultivating that side to the point that she can enjoy it, because again, she's still very much male-centered, pro-patriarchy. And on the flip side, maybe she's like this because her man cheated or flirted with other women in the past. I've seen that happen where like a woman becomes like hyper alert because her man did step out on her and break that trust. But if that's the case, why would you put yourself through emotional turmoil by choosing to stay with a man who would embarrass you and break your trust like that? If you have to babysit your man, then you have to question if that's the kind of man that you want to be with. And you also have to question, this is the most important question, why you think that that's a suitable man to lead your household. And I say lead your household because women like this have the traditional sense that the man is the head of the household and the woman is the neck and supports whatever. But if you're going to abide by those principles, why not be with a man who doesn't need to be babysat? Why not be with a man who fully functions like a man and doesn't have the attention span of a prepubescent teenage boy? I raise this because this is a very common trend in the Black community where Black women tend to bestow these leadership titles onto Black men when they haven't earned that title. They haven't demonstrated that they're able to operate like fully functioning men. And that shows up in you having to pay all the bills. That shows up in you having to do stuff like this to manage his behavior and his urges in the relationship. And so you're giving him this title that he didn't earn, and while also playing his wife/mama. And some women do go out of their way to flirt or pursue men who are in a relationship, and they do so because they're the other side of the pick-me coin. They too believe that being chosen by a man is a prize and to be married is the ultimate prize. But since they don't have a man, they'll prove their worth by showing that they can take or get the attention of someone else's man. There are women who will only exclusively date married men. So to play the devil's advocate, like, I totally get that as well. I don't know if that's what happened here because, again, we only heard the wife's account. But these women will compete for any man's attention so long as they win the prize of being chosen, even if the man dislikes them, the man's in a relationship, the man abuses her, embarrasses her, whatever. And a lot of times it ends up ending very poorly for the mistress. Not only does he not end up leaving his wife, even if he promised to leave his wife, but a lot of times these women, they're kind of left destitute. Some of them are financially dependent upon the man. Some of them end up having children with a married man, and the bastard, for lack of a better word, ends up getting nothing. And I've heard of cases of even the husband getting custody of the child and then the wife taking care of the like, it's just a mess. So if you're that type of woman who is enticed by married men, taken men, stay out of it. We know that pick-me's are crazy and they will attack you. When you decenter men and have an identity that doesn't involve anyone else, especially being a wife or a mother exclusively, you avoid placing your worth in the hands of others and you avoid embarrassing yourself like this. And if you do want to be in a relationship with a man, again, you want to be married and have children, that's a beautiful thing. It's not a bad thing. You're likely to attract better options because healthy relationships are built upon people who aren't controlling, and people, including men, respect a woman who has her own hobbies, responsibilities, career, social circle, life, etc. outside of him. It tells him that you have self-respect. You are not clingy. A good, responsible, hardworking man, the last thing he wants to deal with is a clingy, insecure woman because that's a liability. And it creates a level of mystery and allure that will attract that man to you even more when you have your own thing going on and you do not need him to validate your existence. It also signals that you won't try to control him, which honestly appears to be the dynamic in this relationship with this woman. You can tell she's very controlling. The fact that man didn't even like chime in and say anything, he kind of just looked down in shame, tells you everything that you need to know about that situation. No self-respecting man is going to be in a relationship with a woman who is controlling, for the same reason why no self-respecting woman should be in a relationship with a man who's controlling. What's even more alarming is the fact that this woman, she has 2 daughters. She has a son as well, but she has 2 daughters, one of whom is 18. So like she's just about a young adult. She's going to start dating if she hasn't already. The last thing that she needs is to have a pick-me example of a mother. Loser women are created by other loser women. And yes, like having a loser father obviously plays a part in that. But if you as a woman are raised and socialized, because it's women who primarily socialize other women and men primarily socialize other men on how to operate and function as the masculine or the feminine. If you have a loser woman who is raising you and teaching you these pick-me tendencies, you are also going to be a loser. You're also going to chase after a man. You're going to want a man by any means necessary. You're going to try these dominance and controlling behaviors to try to anchor a man and keep a man with you rather than being in a relationship with a man who made the conscious decision to be with you because you are an interesting, fun, loving, vibrant woman that he wants to be with. And so, unless this girl consciously decides, like, no, my mom's crazy, I don't want to be like that, the cycle is going to continue of loser women chasing after loser men. So, I hope that young lady sees it. This video has gone viral. The woman in the video said that she just posted it like for people in her community to see, and it kind of started off that way and then it blew up. I hope this young girl sees it and reads the comments, because everyone was kind of like, listen, lady, like, this is not the flex that you think it is. You don't have to worry about it. Like, your man is safe, nobody's coming after him. So I hope that the daughter reads this and is like, okay, shoot, I don't want to have this experience. I'd rather be in a relationship where the man is freely and willing to be with me rather than me having to pull out all these stops to try to tether him to me. Those are my thoughts on the topic. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.